Hello, Library Administration and Reference Department. Today, I'm going to introduce to you my instructional design plan proposal. I will be talking about our potential learners, their needs, and a rundown of the components of this instructional design plan. Before I start, I want to show you what the instruction will cover. We will go over the library webpage along with refining search results with the limiters on the left side, filling out an interlibrary loan request. As you can see here, we have the different types of requests, articles, books, book chapters, and books by mail, and Digitalia Hispanica, along with its help options and user guide. Keep in mind that this instructional design plan will be done in Spanish. Let's start with the parts of the instructional design plan for this proposal. I will be going over developing a needs assessment and imagining instructional goals, discovering and refining entry behavior and learner characteristics, motivation, extracting and describing learning outcomes, choosing teaching and learning tools and planning instructional materials, planning for formative and summative evaluation, and implementation of instructional design plan. Let's start with developing a needs assessment and imagining instructional goals. The potential learners for this instruction are the Spanish-speaking students of Fuller Theological Seminary. The program manager for the Spanish language programs said that for many Spanish-speaking students, the library is a new world and can even be a scary place. Sometimes students do not know how to take advantage of all the resources that the library has to offer. Our learners need to be trained to locate and utilize the ILL and electronic resources to obtain the materials they need to succeed in their classes. For online students, learning these skills is vital because they do not have access to the geophysical library, and the only way to get access to the library's resources is through the ILL services and electronic resources. Also, the library is paying a considerable amount of money for these resources, and it is in our best interest for them to be used. Furthermore, this instruction is needed in order to demystify the library. In other words, the purpose of this instruction is also to make the library a more welcoming place. We do not merely want to translate information literacy services, but create instruction that is culturally relevant for our target population. Some of the learners are non-traditional students who have their education from institutions outside the U.S. or are living outside the U.S., while others are younger with a bachelor's degree who possess a high level of technological expertise. Both types of students take online classes, so they all have, at the very least, a basic familiarity with internet usage. Before engaging in this unit of instruction, learners must have some familiarity with performing basic online searching by title, author, subject, etc. A connection to the internet and basic troubleshooting of their own appliances is necessary. They also must have knowledge in the upkeep of their own computing systems, such as installing the necessary software to read articles and ebooks. Since I plan on making video tutorials, evaluating whether learners have the necessary skills and knowledge will be difficult to do. One way to mitigate this is to work together with the Spanish language department to identify learners in need of help. In creating this instructional design plan, one of the tasks to do before instruction is to motivate the potential learners. This could be done at the new student orientation sessions we hold as part of our week of welcome. The library should make every effort to convince our potential learners why they need to take this instruction. I have identified self-sufficiency as a motivator to use to convince learners to take the instruction. With information gathering being such an important part of the academic experience, it pays highly to learn information literacy skills that will support one's studies. This needs to be mentioned in the new student orientation sessions and at the beginning of instruction. The useful skills that will be taught are discussed in the next section. After successful completion of the instruction, learners will be able to log in to their ILL accounts, request a book from the library by mail, submit a request to have a book chapter or article scanned and sent to their ILL account, submit a request for a book from another library. Learners should be able to perform a basic search in the library catalog, locate and use an ebook, locate and use an article, locate Digitalia Hispanica and other databases, distinguish the difference between viewing a document and downloading it, how to identify the help options available in the databases, particularly Digitalia Hispanica. Being online instruction, one of the learning objects I will develop is a transcript of my lesson. I plan to do this for accessibility purposes and to give learners a different way to access instruction. Another instructional material I will develop into the instruction is guidance to the web help resources in the database that I will be talking about. The web help resources include 2 PDFs, one user guide to the database, and a guide to download full documents. There is also a frequent answers and questions on the different features of the database and tutorial videos. One of the classroom communication tools I plan on using is our library's reference LibAnswers web forum. Having a forum would be beneficial for various reasons, the most important being continued connection with the library as a community. Any questions or concerns a learner has might be shared by other learners. Another classroom communication tool I plan on pursuing is a LibGuide. I plan on studying the feasibility of creating a LibGuide for this instruction's subject matter. Since my instruction will be asynchronous, I will not be able to do formative evaluation, but summative. I plan on using Google Forms to deliver the evaluation. I like Google Forms because it is simple for the learners to use, and it would allow me to use different types of questions to evaluate my instruction. For example, I could ask for short answer questions, multiple choice, and scale questions, which I find to be extremely useful for evaluation purposes. I will ask questions relating to the expected learning outcomes, whether the learner feels he or she has the knowledge to perform the task that were taught in the instruction, the quality of the delivery of instruction, the quality of the instructional materials, and the level of comfortableness with the library's online resources. The results of the summative evaluation outcome will guide me in preparing future instructional design projects. The evaluation outcomes will tell me what I need to improve, and any doubts I have about the elements in my instruction will be clarified. I plan on recording a screen share video with my voice as the audio while guiding my learners through the library catalog and database in performing searches and operations that instruct them how to use the library's online resources. I will use the circle on mouse click and pen to bring attention and pinpoint what I am talking about. Once I am done creating the video, I will upload it to YouTube. This has been my proposal, and thank you for your time.